Money management is a complicated procedure if you do it manually. Fortunately, you don't have to because TradingSticks does all the hard work. All you need to know is what percentage risk do you want to take, e.g. 1 or 2%, maybe more. And secondly, where will you place your stop loss, say 50 pips from the entry point? Let's now look at how the money management is calculated. If you have no interest in this section, please fast forward through to the chart screens. Okay, this account is running in pounds sterling and the trading balance is £49,644. The risk of 1% would be £496 and the pip value in euro US dollars is currently £6.71 per pip. So how do we get £6.71 per pip? The figure of 671, which is sterling, was a request from TradingSticks to the broker's system for the current pip value for each full lot based on this currency pair. It could be different for other currency pairs and for other products, such as gold and silver, etc. It also changes from tick to tick. Here we are buying US dollars with euros using our deposit currency of pounds sterling. All three currencies are fluctuating tick by tick, so the money management figures have to be dynamic. They are only accurate as of the last tick of the chart, and ultimately, from a trade point of view, at the moment of a trade being entered. In this example, we're going to be using a 50 pip stop loss. So we take our £496 and divide that by 50 pips. And that gives us £9.92 plus some extra digits. Then we take the £9.92 and divide that by our pip value of £6.71 and that gives us 1.47 and then 970 lots. Brokers round trades to two decimal places, so this would be 1.48 lots. So we take the lot size up to the second decimal point with no rounding. This gives us a lot size of 1.47, which is a total risk of £493.84. This is £2.60 below the 1% required and is displayed in square brackets as 0.99%. If we take out multiple positions in the trade, then this changes everything again. In this example, we're looking to take out 3 positions. We would divide 1.47 lots by 3 with no rounding at the second decimal point. This would give us 0.49 lots for each position and a total position of 1.47 lots in total. The minimum lot size is set by your broker, but for us using Alpara UK and a classic account, it is currently 0.1 lots. If the individual positions were less than 0.1 lots each, an error 131 will be triggered in the Journal tab and the trade opening would fail. To get around this, the positional trades must be at least the minimum allowed, 0.1 each in this case, and this may increase the overall risk above the percentage you initially requested. If this happens, you'll be warned and a suggestion will be offered of what to do. Now that you know what is going on, you can just forget about the complicated stuff and concentrate on the 2 things we mentioned earlier. First, what percentage risk do you want to take? 1%, 2%, maybe more. And secondly, where will you place your stop loss, for example 50 pips away from entry? And don't forget to read any messages that TradingSticks might send you. Let's look at some examples to show you how simple this really is. Okay, in order to test the money management options, let's go into the expert properties of the strategy tester. We are looking at a trading balance here of 5,000 US dollars, and the first thing we need to establish is whether we have a stop loss running. We do have a stop loss of 50 pips. Is it automatically going to start when the trade does? Yes, it does. That's set to true. Now we need to pop down and look into money management. Money management is on, and we've got it set to 2%. The third and final thing we need to check is how many positions we've got running. We are running 2 positions. Okay, let's see what that looks like. So we are trying to trade 2% of $5,000, which is $100, and we are dividing the trade 0.2 by 2, which means we're doing 2 trades of 0.1. Incidentally, 0.1 is the smallest that we can trade with Alpari on a classic account. And if we increase the trade positions to 3, we will see that it will actually trigger a message for us. Let's try that now. Okay, so let's go experts, and this time I'm going to drop down and increase our position size from 2 to 3. Let's start. Now notice how we get this message here. On a demo or live account you get a pop-up alert message as well. Our trade risk should have been $100, but it's forced to be $150 because 0.1 is the smallest we can trade, therefore 3 lots of that is 0.3, and 2% of our capital as a risk will be trading 0.2 of a lot. So here we are trading at 0.3 in total, which means that we have now moved from a 2% risk into a 3% risk. There are 2 ways to get around this. The first one is to reduce our trade positions, and the other one is to reduce our stop loss. Now if we increase the speed of this and create a sideline touch trade, incidentally, if you check the show objects descriptions, you'll be able to see the description of the lines on the trade screen. So when this triggers that line, there we go, we can see we're at 3% here. If we were to drag our stop loss line down, it goes from 50 pips to 20.3. We've dropped down into 1.22, which is basically where we wanted to be. So our risk is now $60 as opposed to $150. This is dynamic and we can move this around, and as we move around we'll be able to see all the values changing. Okay, let's have a look at another scenario. Okay, this time we are going to take the money management off, but we're still going to keep the stop loss in place. Let's see what happens here. With money management off, we are now trading 50 pips. Sorry, we've got a stop loss of 50 pips with a pip value of 33 cents. That's 3 lots of the 0.1. So our trade risk is $150. We can of course do exactly the same thing here with our stop loss and drag it down or drag it up. But let's have a look at another scenario. This time we are going to put money management back on. Not too far. Where's money management? There we go. I'm going to put that back on. But this time we are not going to have a stop loss running. So if we don't have a stop loss, how can we gauge? There we go. How can we gauge what our risk is? And the answer really is you can't. So we look, our trade risk is unlimited, but what TradingSticks is suggesting is that your risk should be around 5 ATRs, which is 60 pips. So it's doing its best guess to protect you if you hadn't given any thought to a stop loss.